And I had a teacher told me that my big mouth was either gonna put me on TV or land me in jail. Like a teacher actually told me that. And for me, I was like, well, I better be on TV because I definitely don't want to be in jail. Look at you now. You got too much jewelry. The jewelry is full. You don't even have enough neck space for all this jewelry. You got the jewelry going down your wrist, falling off of your thing. It's crazy. There was a robbery attempt. I got held at gunpoint.
But I want to know, what's something younger Terrence needed emotionally that he probably never said out loud?
Wow.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Pretty Vee, and welcome to The Outlet. This is a space where we unplug and take a second to recharge. Baby, I'm energized, okay? I feel good. I feel recharged. Y'all see this body, baby? I'm floating. Erykah Badu skirt on, okay? I have the ruby red lip on. I got a versatile sewing, baby. My thing is jingling and tingling. I look amazing. I feel good. I feel great. And y'all see me in that gym, baby. Y'all see me in that gym. It's a lot of noise around me. See, it's chaotic on set right now, okay? I'm a girl in a man's cave, okay? This is a man's world, and I'm in it, and I'm driving this show, and it feels so good. I've been having good on my set, y'all. I've been feeling so good. All these episodes been so deep, so funny, so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and I'm learning, and I'm healing as I talk, right? Because I still have my own little issues, y'all. I'm relatable now. I got some little daddy causes and effect Joe Jackson sometimes. I got that going on, but you have to heal through laughter. You have to heal through humor, you guys. And I want to talk about peace. 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 You have to have peace in this world that we live in, because the world has been so chaotic lately, down to the politics, down to the culture, down to social media. I mean, it would drive you nutty if you don't have peace through it all. And to find peace, for me as a believer, you got to go through God. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The universe can't do it. Okay, and I know that God created that. I get it. But we can't just keep talking about the sun and the moon and the stars on every dime. Look up. The moon can't pay my bills, and it's high. The sun can't bring me no man. I got to go to Boaz. I got to read my word, what Ruth said. She said, go in that field and find your beau. And only God could give you that. And he could give you peace if you want it. He could grant you that. He could grant you favor. He could grant you all the things that your heart desires, but you have to lean on him. And by leaning on him, it requires you to be still, listen, hear, heighten your discernment, heighten your wisdom, your knowledge, and he will give you peace, even when it's chaotic. And especially my creators out there. You guys want success to be so fast, and you ain't got peace. You moving so quickly, so swiftly, and you ain't got peace. You can't go to sleep, you ain't got peace. Up in your mind, because you ain't got peace. Because you're battling, I always say this, you keep battling the what if and the maybes. Get my devotional if y'all need some guidance. The Pretty Victory, 100 got you, recenter yourself and to find your purpose is on my shelf. Do the ride. Go get that. I want peace for you guys. I want you guys to live in abundant blessings. I want you guys to just keep floating and keep going. But in order for you to do all those things, peace. When you don't have it, have peace. When you got it, have peace. When you're in between, ask God for peace. Because when you're in this industry like I am, all you want is peace. Today's guest is somebody who has truly mastered longevity in entertainment, from hosting some of the biggest shows in culture to acting, producing, entrepreneurship, and building a brand with consistency and charisma. He's remained relevant through every era. He's smooth, talented, driven, and one of those people who make success look effortless. But today, we're getting into the real story behind the man, the journey, and the growth. Y'all give it up for my brother, Terrence J. Let's go.
What did it take to get here? What did it take to get here? Pushing my way, pushing way through the field. All I needed was an outlet, yeah.
And welcome to The Outlet, Terrence J. Y'all give it up for Terrence J, you guys.
Hey.
Terrence, I'm so happy that you're here.
Look at this. First of all, I have to congratulate you.
Thank you.
You have been tirelessly working on this.
Yeah.
I remember seeing your renderings for the room. and you have unapologetically done it your way. And
Yeah.
I'm so proud to be sitting on this set.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you.
looks great.
Thank you so much. We try to, make it a man's cave.
I feel safe.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
a safe space. I
Sa-
feel good. I feel safe.
We feel great, and it's a space where I wanted to just bring that inner child out to my guests, right? And I just want to be, a girl in a man's cave, a girl's in a man's world, So I just wanted my guests to come in and unplug and take a second to reset. And that's the vibe I was trying to give.
I love
so
it.
I'm so happy that you're here.
So happy to be here.
On the outlet, I give flowers. So I got to give you flowers. All that you have done in this industry, I'm blown away. I'm so inspired by your work. I'm inspired by your resilience. I'm inspired by your determination. You are so consistent with everybody around you. Like, you're so consistent. You always have your heart out, your hand out to just bring us all in. It's like, let's do it. Let's figure it out. How can I help? What can I do? And that's why I just fell in love with your being, because I'm like, oh my God, Terrence is so fire. I mean, we're watching one of us in the park. We're there. We see all the things that you're doing. Until now, you just blow me away with just everything. I'm so inspired. Every time we host that pre-show, I'm like, I'm beside Terrence J. I'm a supporter first. I'm a fan first. So I just want to say just thank you for all that you've done.
Wow, I'm really bad at flowers, but I receive that, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, and I have so much respect and admiration. I feel fortunate enough to say I've kind of watched you grow over the years, and I'm just so proud of you, and I appreciate all those words. It really does mean a lot.
Thank you so much, Terrence. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's get into it. Before the cameras, before Hollywood, before hosting all these gigs, who is Terrence J?
Wow. Whew. What's crazy? As I was driving here on the way, I realized I haven't done an interview in at least 2 years.
Wow.
Like at least 2 years. I hate doing interviews. I don't do interviews. And I definitely haven't spoken about myself, my upbringing. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Moved down to North Carolina.
Yep.
My mom and my stepdad raised me. No siblings. I always knew I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
My first job was at a Foot Locker. I remember how much I just loved sneakers and loved the culture.
Yeah.
And then I started working at a radio station when I was 15 years old. And I went from working as an intern to one of the on-air jocks had to do a gig. And so I just ended up in the control room, by myself for an overnight shift from like midnight to 6.
Yes.
Right. And I loved it. And so I was going to high school, and then I was doing like the night shift back in Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Come on, Rocky Mount.
And then they gave me my own weekend show.
Yeah.
And I was doing radio on the weekends. And so my upbringing came from radio, and then I went to college. To study
A&T.
A&T. So I've always kind of loved media. I've loved being with people and helping people and communicating. So I guess that is who I am.
Yeah, who you are. Yeah, and I think that's kind of like my story, because I went to St. Aug in North Carolina in Raleigh, and I was doing radio, and I had my 9 to 5. I was literally on the AM station. My title of my show was called Lounge 22, and I thought it was Angie. What it is? I thought it was Wendy Williams, just literally on that air. So just for us to have that same similar story and HBCU, everything.
Yep.
Yes, and let's get into. Did you always know you wanted to be in the entertainment business?
I had a teacher young on that told me, because I was like a class clown. I was always, I always was in front of people doing something, And I had a teacher told me that my big mouth was either gonna put me on TV or land me in jail. Like a teacher actually told me that. And for me, I was like, well, I better be on TV, because I definitely don't want to be in jail.
Right.
And so that was when I first started thinking about, I want to do something in TV. And from there it was just, watching the greats, watching Oprah, watching Arsenio Hall at night. He was a big inspiration. Will Smith and everything he was doing. I loved acting and I loved hosting. Yeah. And when I first started in entertainment, you could only choose one. And I was always like, nah, I don't want to choose. I want to do whatever, whatever I feel creatively at the time. And that's kind of been how my career was, from the 106 days to the Think Like a Man days to the E! News days. Like I always just would kind of bounce back and forth. And I always would say I like to do what I'm passionate about, like I don't really do things for money. I do things because I see the creative in it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I love that, and I think sometimes people take the joy out of it, and it becomes about money.
Yeah,
and then that's why sometimes that longevity never hits them because it's about the coin instead of like, do you really love what you do? Do you really?
Do you love this shit?
Yeah, do you love that? Because you could tell when someone's doing it for it and who has the passion for it.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize your personality could really open doors for you?
I feel like at a young age.
Yeah.
My stepdad said that we used to go back in Queens. He used to take me to a Dunkin' Donuts, and I would always just be like flirting with. I mean, this was 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
I was flirting with the girl behind the counter getting free donuts.
I know that's
He was like, how are you doing this as a? So he said, my personality was always outgoing.
Yeah.
It was always.
Was it glazed donuts?
Yeah,
Was it
chocolate frosted. Chocolate frosted, guy. So yeah, it was always using my personality,
Yeah.
If anything, like I feel like the older I've gotten a lot calmer.
Yeah.
Whenever I look at like an old tape of me being on TV, I feel like I was standing on top of the chairs. Like I always had a lot of energy. But now I'm, a lot more calm.
Yeah.
Married life will do that to you.
Come on up, come on, married life.
Get
But
nice,
dog is
nice and
married,
calm,
okay?
nice and calm.
Yes. How's that going for you? I'm so excited for you, Terrence. And congratulations on that as well,
Thank
too.
you.
Yes,
Thank you.
your marriage life. Come on now, I need me a man. Okay, I need me a
We're
man.
gonna find you one. We're gonna find you one.
How's that going?
It's great.
It's good.
Yeah, I being with a good woman
Yes, for sure.
will increase your emotional intelligence. It will change your outlook on everything in life.
Yeah.
Being with her has made me calmer.
Wow.
I feel like it's made me nicer. It's made me I have less pressure to like go out and do things because I'm really happy at home. And so I think like all of that has just helped with my maturity. I think like with men, our cerebral cortex doesn't form until much later, right? Women are much more mature. And so being in something solid will keep you from, running out to the club every night,
Yeah.
doing crazy shit, so this relationship has really like helped me calm and get focused and, really understand and prioritize,
Yeah.
how I want to spend my life.
I love that. And then let's get into A&T, right? Because we both went to HBCU, right? And I always wanted to go to A&T because A&T campus was so lit, y'all. I was like, I'm skipping my homecoming to go to A&T. Okay, I'm going to GHO. Okay, that's where I'm going. What did A&T, teach Terrence J? And why an HBCU too, though?
What happened?
Why an HBCU? Why did you want to?
So I didn't get accepted. I had applied to. I was living in North Carolina at the time. I applied to NC State, UNC. I didn't even think Duke was an option. I didn't have great grades coming out of high school because I was spending all my time, at night at a radio station.
Yeah.
And so A&T accepted me. They were the only. I got one acceptance. And thank God that an HBCU took a chance on me.
Yeah.
And even after my first semester, I was on academic probation. I probably had like a 2 point something. And I had a professor, a few professors that I met that first year that really, worked with me and helped me get a rhythm to get my schoolwork done and also get all the extracurricular things that I wanted to do. And that changed my life. Once I got into a rhythm, I ended up graduating with a 3.6 and was student body president and was a member of Omega Psi Phi by the time I graduated. But it didn't start that way. It definitely was a struggle academically in the beginning and financially, all of it.
Yeah.
But, in HBCU, I'm a huge supporter of HBCUs to this day.
Yeah.
Because without them taking a chance on me, I would never have gotten a college experience.
Yeah.
And I think, today college has changed,
It
right?
has.
we see a lot of success outside of college, but then 20 years ago, you know, having that base, having that foundation, having that time, it completely changed my life for the better. And so, yeah, but I mean, it's, you know, I love St. Aug's. I spent a lot of time on your campus. You know, A&T raised me.
Yeah.
You know, I love my alma mater.
Yeah.
And I go back all the time. And, you know, I'm a very proud HBCU graduate.
Yeah. I always wanted to go to A&T. I ain't had a GPA though. Okay, shout out to everybody that accepted me at St. Aug. I was in that financial aid office.
In that financial aid office. How did you end up at St. Aug's? Where?
What do you mean?
I mean,
That's
no,
what accepted
I mean,
me there.
no. Where were you living? Like, how did you?
I was in South Carolina.
You was in South Carolina, so that's how you ended up in.
Yeah,
North
I left
Carolina.
Miami and then went to South Carolina.
Got it, 'cause that's what I'm saying. 'Cause
Yeah,
from Miami,
from
I was
Miami.
like, how did you end up?
Yeah, I know.
You
Yeah,
know.
I mean, but that was the only.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
college.
I love St.
Yeah, me
Aug's.
too. I love St. Aug too, and
We
that's
love it.
why we are HBCU, you know, grads. You know, shout out to the radio station at St. Augustine's University.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without that foundation, man,
Yeah.
you know, these when I look at this entire production that you
Yep.
have, you know, the cost of doing this in 2000, 1999, 2004, like it would have been exponential, right? Technology has advanced, equipment prices have gone down. Now you're able to do things independently, but back then, if you didn't have a place with the infrastructure, you weren't able to get the experience of being on camera. And so
Yeah.
that's what A&T, you know, they had the infrastructure, the only place where I can go and get cameras and be around equipment and radio stations and all those things. So yeah, having that experience, you know, it changed my life.
Yeah, and likewise, because again, I didn't know anything about the board there, because our board was wooden, so we had to the console board.
Oh,
we had to
yeah.
get
Oh, yeah.
in tune with that and doing the switches and all those different things. So I'm grateful for my HBCU, St. Augustine University, but they took a chance on me for sure.
And now look at you now. You got
Come
too
on
much
now.
jewelry. The jewelry is full.
You
You don't
see
even have
that?
enough neck space for all this jewelry. You got the jewelry going down your wrist,
the roly
it's falling
poly,
off of
you
your
feel
thing.
me?
It's crazy.
All of
You
that,
know, we
all of that.
came up.
You
She
know,
came
I
up.
like Terrence J. That's
All right,
That's
she
all.
came up.
Let's get into 106 in Park. You know, I think that show, I mean, who didn't go home and run to the television just to turn you and Roxy on? I mean, I was in front of that TV glued waiting for the top 5, you know, like everybody. How that moment, did you realize in real time how impactful that moment would be
No.
for you?
When we were, you know, we were kids, you know, and when we were doing it, I had no idea like what it meant to the culture.
Yeah.
You know, I remember me and Roxy went to Japan, like maybe year 2 of the show. And when we landed in Japan, we were hosting all types of things. And, you know, a lot of the people, obviously they spoke Japanese, they didn't speak, but they were saying Terrence and like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Just like everywhere we went. And having that success early on, you know, it'll spoil you to a certain extent. You think the world is like that, right?
Yeah.
And so I had no idea like the magnitude of the show, how it was gonna hold up the test of time, how, you know, 20 years later, people still are like, I remember the episode where you announced that, you know, Michael Jackson had passed away, or, you know, when Barack Obama came on to become president, or when Kanye and 50 Cent were going at it for the top album. You know, you have no idea the impact that, you know, something that you do will have. And so, and when we were shooting it, I mean, it's all a blur, you know. We were shooting multiple shows a day. You know, we were booked like crazy. Towards the later part of the year, it was like, I mean, the later years of the show, you know, I was doing so many movies and everything at the same time. And then with the excessive partying, the crazy drinking, the crazy, all of it, it's a blur, you know. And so now I'm very happy that I was at least financially responsible. And now I could just live a life where I can do projects that I want and really appreciate and enjoy,
Yeah.
you know, all of it. Because
Yeah.
that whole, I mean, there's 10 to 15 years of my life that like is just like, people will show me a photo and I'll be like, man, I don't even,
Yep.
I gotta like, you know, it's just such a blur.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it must be like that for
Yeah,
you
it
too. I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
with all the wilding out and the tours and
Yeah.
the this and the that, I mean, it's, you know, it kind of just goes by so fast.
Yeah.
And so like now like I can really see everything now. You know, I feel like a lot of those years it was all moving so fast that it was just a blur going by. And now I feel like every single flight attendant I can really make a connection. I know my trash man's name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know my UPS guy. I can really appreciate every single person around me and see it. And it's I'm just happy that I'm still doing what I love
Yep.
and I can still enjoy it. You know?
And still relevant too. Because one thing about it, two things for sure. Call Terrence J to host something.
Hey,
Okay.
we gonna be there.
We gonna be there.
Yeah.
Okay. And movies as well too. I want to ask you this. So it's Winterson Park, it's E News, and it's Oscars, right? It's like you just going, like you said, that pace, that fast pace. And I deal with this a lot too, because I feel as though like I'm on social media, right? And of course, like I said, you're inspiring. So why not tap into spaces who you're inspired by, like Terrence J, the Roxys, I mean, the Oprahs, you know, just all these great hosts who's been in the game. And I always thought about, do I have to clean up, right, to get to those spaces? Because again, I can't just be on the table all day, every day, twerking, booty shaking, and leg up, Uncle Luke, like all these certain things. And I'm like, I wonder if Terrence had to go through that to get to those spaces, because you're not wearing a side hat no more for Winterson Park, okay? You're not wearing the jabos, okay?
Yeah.
You are now so prestigious, so put together, so cleaned up. Was there a process of that to get there? Or did it naturally just say, you know, I'm evolving into this
I
man?
think probably the biggest transition
Yeah.
was between 106 and E News. At that time, I mean, that was we left the show at the height of, you know, the show, right?
Yeah.
But I had a piece of advice. I think it was like maybe Steve Harvey somewhere. He's like, hey man, you know, you never want to be leaving the club when they turn the lights on. And he was like, you never want to overstay your welcome. You never want to leave a show when the show's going down. You want to leave when it's still popping.
Yeah.
And so Roxy and I, we had a ton of opportunities, but we also, you know, probably could have stayed longer. But when I decided to do the E News thing, that was probably just the biggest like transition, right? Because I mean, that was like Ryan Seacrest and you know,
big heavy
Joan
hitters.
Rivers and Juliana Rancic and like all of these people. And you know, I was coming in, I was the only black person there at the time. I remember, you know, my dressing room was like next to Joan and Jason Kennedy and everybody, and I was just a complete outlier, right? And I was very intentional on making sure that they knew I could go from doing, you know, the biggest hip hop show in the world to now I can conjugate a verb and I can, you know, I can interview Hugh Jackman or Tom Cruise just as good as anybody else. So I really spent a lot of time working on the craft, watching, you know, Ryan and everybody else do their interviews, figuring out how to keep the version of myself, but also make sure that I can, you know, appeal to everybody else. The game has changed now, so now everything is much more nuanced and specific, right? But back then it was more about how can you be broad, how can you touch, you know, as much of a fan base as possible. And so it was a huge transition because I didn't want to let myself down, you know, and let everybody else that depended on me down. So it was really just a lot of like focusing in on the craft. Our audience coordinator from 106, his name is Terrence as well, and he said read words, practice.
Wow.
And so I would like be just reading newspapers out loud, reading magazines out loud, just so I can work on my, you know, articulation and enunciation. And then I've hosted like every type of thing imaginable, from college step shows to talent shows to things where there's 10 people in the crowd. And so I'm at a point now in my career, you could throw anything my way and I can adjust, you know, but that happens with a lot of repetition. Yeah. And so, but to answer your question, that was definitely the biggest transition, and trying to stay true to myself was, you know, always a challenge.
Yeah, because we always in a cleanup season. You know, you got to clean up and you got to dress for the part.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, dang. I told my creative producer this morning, I said, I want to ask Terrence that, because, you know, as creators, we just feel like we could just do whatever and the door is going to fly open. And it's preparation. Like, you have to prepare. This is a season I'm in right now that I'm not trying to prove a thing. I'm trying to prepare for the thing.
Yeah.
Because we have to,
Yeah.
you know, because again, you are who you are, and you have paved the way for so many hosts to enter in, including myself, you know, because I've watched you, like I said, going back to being inspired by you. I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if you had to go through that transition in order to get these gigs and these opportunities, because you can't just go on with a side hat, Terrence, and a do-rag on.
You cannot.
You know, it's some dress shoes. Like, you gotta,
I
you got to
remember-
pull up now.
So 106, people loved 106 because it wasn't messy, right? It was just a safe space.
Yeah.
And I've always like, I fuck with everybody,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't really like to get into drama. I don't like to talk shit. I don't like to, like, it's just not my actual purpose.
Yeah.
It's not who I like. I don't like to tear people down.
Yeah.
And so I remember the E-News transition was also tough because we were reporting stories on people, right? And I remember, I think it was Justin Bieber was going through like a moment, and he was dating this girl, and they wanted me to interview the girl that he was like dating at the time. And it was like the whole thing was like salacious. And I remember like it was the first time where I had like creative differences where like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know? And so it was really making those decisions and deciding like where I want to be and how I want to, you know, conduct myself, and you know, all of those things. You know, it's tough because when they hand you a bag of money and they're like, okay, cool, but you got to now do this, you really have to get to know yourself real quick, and really come to conclusions on you know, who you want to be and how you want to operate and how you want to be presented.
Yeah, for sure. You've transitioned through hosting, acting, producing, businesses, all those things. How did you avoid getting put into a box?
Yeah, I mean, I always led with creativity.
Yeah.
And I have had really good people around me.
Yeah.
A great team that I've been with for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And I've gotten really lucky. You know, I've gotten really lucky, but I think the luck, the success happens when the luck meets with preparation.
Yeah.
So I've always been prepared for the moment, always been prepared for the next opportunity. And then, you know, again, I've had my bumps along the road. I've had my moments that I'm not proud of, but for the most part, you know, I stay out of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that always kind of helps with big Fortune 500, big networks. You know, I've created a lane of being dependable and being, you know, on time and being, you know, I try to be drama free as I can.
Yeah. And I've seen different versions of you anyway. Like I said, side hat, you know, black suit. Now Oscars, you just did Time. I just seen you on the red carpet with Time. How was that opportunity? Because I was like, yes, come on, Terrence, at Time.
I mean, it's crazy.
I know,
I
know.
And that was Time magazine's, I think it was the 20-year anniversary of their Time 100. And they're like, who do we call that can talk to everybody?
Yeah.
And my agents were like, they want you to do it. And I was like, you know, they were like, they feel like you can talk to Hillary Duff and you can talk to Lala Anthony. You can talk to, Javier Bardem is going to stop and talk to you, but you also can talk to Noah Lyles. Like, so, but again, that comes with like,
Preparation.
years and years of like,
Put in the work.
research, and I try to really be on my shit.
Yeah, and I love that, Terrence. So we're gonna tap into this segment. It's called "Source of It All."
Okay.
But I like to get a little deep on here, but I also like to look for a community. Who's around Terrence? What's that community? I know you're married now. I know you got your good friends around you, all those things. But I want to know what's something younger Terrence needed emotionally that he probably never said out loud.
Wow. What is something?
You better say that. Wow.
What is something young Terrence needed emotionally?
That you
Man,
never
I
said
mean,
out loud.
so I never met my biological father. I never, so there was always a chip on my shoulder. Cause I felt like, he wasn't in my life. So I felt like I always had something to prove.
Yeah.
And my stepdad was incredible, but I probably having that has always kind of given me an edge. I'm like on TV, I'm like fun, but I'm kind of a serious person
You are.
in real life, and you've kind of gotten to know me. You'll call me and I'll jump right. I'll be like, I'm not like the warmest of like, how's your day, V? It's more like, hey, you send me the specs on your studio. I need to know exactly the square footage because I got ideas for how we can transition. And I've already had 3 conversations trying to sell. So I mean, I probably would have had like just more soft, like somebody tell me, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can be not so rough around the edges, right? So that probably younger on would have been like the emotional, like softness,
Yeah.
right? And just softness, like just all of those things. And then, once I started having success, just emotional intelligence overall.
Yeah.
Like really like if I would have been in therapy earlier, been in settings where I could just understand people better, I think it would have helped
Helped a lot.
yeah but I mean, we don't have that conversations about mental health, and that like all of that came later. Like people wasn't talking about none of that
Oh my God.
20 years ago.
Yeah. Therapy wasn't even allowed.
Yeah.
Oh, like it wasn't. Are you in therapy now?
Yes.
Okay, I love that. Yeah. What does healing look like to you?
I mean, we're always dealing with childhood trauma, and just, there's a connective tissue between everything that happens in your life and how it affects you, and how, again, all for the success that I've been able to have, there's so many no's that come with it, right? For every job, every acting gig, every TV show that I've done, there may be 100 rejections associated with it, right? And so as you deal with a constant rejection, you then start to develop a very thick skin. There's a delusion that you have to have in order to be successful in the entertainment industry and successful as an entrepreneur. You have to be delusional. You have to operate in life where there are people that's going to tell you no, and you have to say that these people don't know what they're talking about continuously, right? And with that delusion, with that thick skin, you then, when you do have success, then you start to believe, oh, I actually do know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I'm invincible, but you're also not, right? You're also not invincible. And you also sometimes don't know what you're talking about. And you also do sometimes need to listen to opinions and slow down and like really take things into consideration. And so all of it, looking back at a 20-year career, all of it is the ebb and flow and the ups and downs, and, knowing how it feels to have a movie that comes out and it's number 1 in the box office and it does 100 million, and you have that feeling around it, knowing what it feels like to hold an Oscar in your hand, and you're part of a film, that you know what that feels like. But then you also know what it feels like to be completely ice cold, and people that you've known for years won't pick up your phone, and all of that, slows down, and your access to things completely changes.
Yes, it does.
I always say, when you have a logo behind you, the way you get treated is completely different, right? And I've had a ton of logos, right? When I'm on BET, there's a treatment. When you're in between, there's a different treatment, right? When I had an MTV contract, you get treated away. When you're independent, you get treated a different way. So you gotta be able to sustain and roll with all of those punches, keep your confidence, but also keep your humility, and just know that this is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
And if you sprint it, you're gonna burn out.
Yeah.
And you gotta, relationships are key, and that's why relationships mean everything to me. When you call me and say, hey, I'm doing my thing, I block off my calendar, I book my flight, I fly in, I drive here, and I will show up for you every day of the week, because my relationship with you means so much to me, that I want so desperately to see all of my friends continue to win. For you, it's continue to win, and see your dreams come true.
Thank you so much, Terrence. Oh, I love you.
Love you, man.
And you talk about your mom's wisdom a lot, because I've seen her. At the shower with you and wifey, and look at her little bubbly self. She's so cute. What's a lesson from her that still impacts you daily?
Oh, my mom's she's a go-getter. My mom and my stepdad, there were in the neighborhood that I was growing up in Queens. There started to be gangs, there started to be drugs, there started to be all those things, and my mom didn't want me to have no parts of that. So when we were 10 years old, she packed up me and our dog, and we drove in a U-Haul down to North Carolina with nothing. And they got an apartment, and they were working, 18 hours a day to just figure it out. And so that drive and determination that my mom has, it completely, inspired me, and my stepdad as well, completely, inspired me to this day.
Yeah, it's like it has rubbed off on you, your mom's wisdom and her hustling mentality, probably her go-getter mentality and her determination, for sure. What does peace look like you for in this season?
Oh, I'm at peace. Right now, this is I am. Oh, good. Listen, I might leave here. I might walk back to the hotel and smell the roses. I am so at peace with the universe, and I just had my 44th birthday.
Come on, 44th.
And I just feel so blessed to be 44. Somebody on Instagram said, Terrence J starting to finally look his age. I'm like, man, I'm so happy to have grays starting to come in on my beard, and I'm just really at one, with the universe. It helps being rich, but I'm really happy.
I love that.
Because being and I'm joking, but having any type of financial, having any type of monetary success or business success, it means nothing if you're not at peace
and happy.
Yeah. Moving to Miami really, helped with that. LA really took its toll on me. And I got there was a robbery attempt. I got held at gunpoint, and that shit really. That changed my life,
Wow.
And I moved and was like, man, it's
heavy. I got to go.
LA is but I mean, I love LA, but
love LA.
You gotta know when it's time to
shift.
Yeah. And so, man, I'm at peace.
Yeah. I love that. And when that was going on with you at gunpoint, what was going on mentally?
I mean, what was crazy about it is that cause like so they. I thought that I thought they didn't see me, and I was like, hey guys, it's me, right? I really thought that was gonna help. I was like,
Niggas was like,
yo,
we don't care. Where's the Glock?
Cause they had a mask, and I was like, guys, like, hey, it's me. I really thought that was gonna help me.
Yeah,
It didn't help.
Yeah, no.
Did not help.
Face card was declined, turn.
Face card, and it broke my heart. It broke because they were young.
Yeah.
It broke my heart for because it was like, yo, they were so young.
Yeah.
And I felt like, man, if you guys would have approached me, I would have tried to. How can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have nothing on me. I don't have no cash on me. I'm not moving around like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that was, and I got robbed. They attempted it in front of my house.
Oh my God.
Right.
Jesus.
And so that whole house, and my house in LA for years was like, Switzerland. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We would, I mean, if two rappers had a beef of they would come to my house and work it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would have the party. I would have the vibe. I would have the energy. It was, it was a safe zone. It was a good space. People could come.
Hang out.
Yeah,
chill,
yeah.
all
You
that.
move to town. Come on over to, you go into TJ's house. Come, you gonna have food. You gonna get drink. I'll make sure everybody gets home safely.
Yeah.
And that was a violation of like, I really had to assess. Now I don't really have no parties like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you mature and you move past those phases in your life. And
Yeah. And when life gets heavy, what's your outlet?
When life gets heavy, what's my outlet? The outlet is with Pretty Vee. I come here and get it off my chest.
Yeah.
My dog,
The little fluffer bro.
I hang out with him.
Yeah.
He don't care about nothing.
Yeah.
He wants his turkey treats. I hang out with him. He humbles you real fast.
Yeah.
Cause he don't care what's going on.
Yeah.
He don't care. He wants his treats and he wants to go and he makes me laugh so much.
Yeah.
And like I said, my wife and my team and like, we just wrapped a project in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I shot a show called Are You the One in Hawaii. And so I was in Hawaii for like 3 months and I was miserable. I had so many meetings and so much going on in LA that I was like, every day I was like, all right, when is this, I got to get back.
Yeah.
Like I'm just on the grind. And I was miserable in Hawaii. Right. And now it's been, maybe 10 years since that show. And I shot in Allentown, Pennsylvania, where there's not much going on, right? Small town. And I had the best time of my life. I went to like a small little pool hall. I knew the guys at the hotel. I'm making friends. And I just, because like, it doesn't matter. You could be in the most beautiful place in the world and still not be at peace, right? And you could be in a place that is, a much smaller town, industrial town, blue collar town, not no crazy Vegas level club, just a very blue collar. And I had the best fucking time. I'm like, man, I might go back and just, go hang out. Like, and so it's really about mindset. It's really about growth, maturity, and really just realizing, man, this shit is a short ride, so you gotta enjoy it.
And I think too, when you've been tugged on for all these years of Terrence this, Terrence that, family, gigs, opportunities, I'm married now. Okay, I have a life. My mind is good. I'm growing up. I'm being the man that God's called me to be. Leave me the hell alone. D&D. Okay, I want to go play pool with a 6-year-old. That's what I want to go do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the piece that you're exuding. Like, I'm great. Like, I've done it all. I'm still doing. God isn't finished with me. I have more to do. I think that's what I'm gathering here.
Yeah.
What's the legacy you want to leave behind, Terrence?
I would always ask that question, and you get so many different answers.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in a position where I'm getting asked that, it used to be, I used to look at everything from a very grand scale. Like I want my legacy to be people remember me for, you know, the shows or accomplishments or ratings or what. And now it's none of that. Now I feel like legacy is one-on-one inspiration and how can I help this person, right?
Yeah.
How can I leave some, because at the end of the day, if I die tomorrow, you know, they'll run Think Like a Man a couple times on TV,
Yeah.
right? I'll be a couple shout outs on the thing. Bro, the news cycle moves so fast, right?
Yeah.
The only real legacy that you leave are with your loved ones and the people that really love and care about you. And then the people that you actually had interaction with that you actually meant something to, right? I'll have more of a legacy with, you know, like I said, a flight attendant that I'm kind to, or the person at the DMV when I'm getting a license that I have a great interaction with. You'll have more of a legacy with them having a positive impact, right, than you will doing a TV show where I have 1 million people that watched it, and it's, you know, there's no connection, right? So like I look at things legacy wise on a much different level now. It's like I just want to like affect the people that mean the most to me and just have good interactions on a daily basis with, you know, the people that I care about. I've become much more, you know, nuanced and micro in that
space.
thinking, because, you know, the world's, as we see how it is, you know, they hated on Michael Jackson when he was here. Now, you know, he's gone and now everybody's having this moment where we're like, oh, wow, that's fucked up how we treated him.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and there's no going back. So now, like, I don't care about none of that. I care about like how can I
impact.
Yeah, how can I make an impact? How can I help people realize their dreams? How can I help people be successful? How can I help?
Yeah, and you're so good at that. You always checking in and say, "V, what we doing with the show? Okay,
don't-
what are we doing? What are we doing? Is everything good? How's the editing going?" You're always on top of it, and I love that. What makes Terrence victorious?
I am the luckiest person. I am as victorious as it comes.
Yeah.
I am living in victory.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning and I shower in victory.
Yes.
I live every day I put my 2 feet on the ground, it is a victory. My stepdad got really sick, and, you know, from being like really strong and really active to like the last 24 hours of his life, you just see how fragile it all is, right? You see how it all comes, you know, to the end. And you realize that every single day we're living on borrowed time, right? We're all going toward the same direction. Every single day is a blessing. Every single day is worth celebrating. Every single win, accomplishment is victory. You know what I mean? I no longer have like I need to do this show or this. I don't think like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like especially with my career, I am victorious. You know, and I want to help others be victorious. I want to keep being victorious. Yeah. But if it all goes, you know, away tomorrow, I will be a very happy man with the time that I got on Earth.
Yeah, because it's definitely that shift. Because we know Terrence was a turn up for years ago. Now it's like, all I want is Zend Out and Peace and Erykah Badu and a split. I get it, you know. So let's unplug for a second. And I call this segment the Red Light Special, where we dim these lights. You get into it. The whole set
Come on, production value. All right.
The whole set turns red, and we get into it. You know, we do. We just ask these questions. But since you in this space of peace, and you know nothing bothers Terrence right now, I'm happily married. I got all the money I need. I'm still working, but my mindset is different, and I love that because it's all about growth. So I'm gonna play a game, and it's called This or That. You know, is it peace or is it a problem? Okay, we're getting into it. D&D, phone on do not disturb. Is that peace or is that a problem?
It's a problem.
Okay.
I want to know what's going on. You know, when I look and realize my phone was on do not disturb and I missed calls from my friends or business or whatever, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I want my phone on.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's
okay.
a problem.
Ignoring calls, peace or problem?
I'm definitely gonna. I want to see the call, but I'm probably gonna ignore it. I'm horrible with picking up, but I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Late replies, peace or problem?
I am.
You be late texting me.
I know. I am really bad.
I'm like,
it's
Terrence.
because I'm in the moment. It's really because I am
Question mark, Terrence, question mark.
Like
question
right
mark.
now, there's something. I'm so in the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
I'm
present.
Sorry. Yeah. So what? How do I say it? Peace or problem?
Peace or problem?
It's a problem. I'm a
It's a
problem.
problem. You're
I'm
a
a
problem,
bad
for sure.
texter.
You
I'm
are.
really bad.
Leaving people on red, that is a problem for you.
Yeah, but I always respond. I always come back around.
5 months later.
But no, it's always, you know what it is? I am always trying to get it done. So when you hit me and you're like, yo, I need you for the date.
Yeah.
If I'm not responding, I'm actually working on clearing the day.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm here.
Yeah.
Here I am. Wouldn't miss it.
Here you are, and we love it. We're happy you're here. So cutting people off, peace or problem?
My wife is really good at cutting people off.
Okay.
I kind of, it's a problem.
It's a problem. Okay.
Yeah, there could be toxic energy in my life. I can have friends that aren't, and I still feel like I can work it out or help them out. And I might let people overstay their welcome. Whereas my wife, as soon as she identifies it,
Gone.
You'll never you'll never
See them again.
ever.
Love
ever.
that.
She's really good at it.
Acting nonchalant, peace or problem?
Acting nonchalant. I'm at peace with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you, Derek. Okay, true. Keeping things private, is that peaceful or is that a problem?
I'm much more private now. So it's
it's peace.
Peace.
I love that. Yeah,
Peace.
me too.
Peace.
Not texting back. For you, that's a problem. But answer that for you right now. Going ghost, that's a problem for you. I'm gonna say that. Watching stories but not responding, peace or problem?
Problem.
Okay. Posting every day, peace or problem?
Problem.
Being friends with exes, peace or problem?
Oh, and I'm at peace. I'm not
Exactly.
friends with any.
I'm married. That ain't even a thing. Dating someone that's saying they're always busy. Well, you're married, so it's
Yeah.
yeah. So that's you're at peace with that.
Nope,
Like,
nope.
I'm good.
Yep.
Being honest but hurting feelings.
I can hurt feeling. I'm at peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
With business.
With business.
With business, I'm
I've
very
seen
direct.
you on that carpet getting it done and,
Yeah,
and getting
yeah.
to the bag and money and
Yeah, with business, I'm very direct.
peace. I love that. And I actually learned that from you on set too. I'm like, okay, Terrence is like, I'm not with it. We gotta have some order.
We gotta have some water.
I love
Have
that.
some water.
Not showing emotions as a man, peace or problem?
Peace.
Okay.
Yeah. I can show emotion now.
Okay.
It used to be a problem, but I can now show emotion.
I love that.
Mhm.
Double texting.
Double
Texting. Where you at? Where you at? Question mark. What you?
I double texted you today.
You did it, Terrence.
I did. Look at your phone.
Okay. Well, double text. That is peace.
Cause we were in the lobby.
Yeah,
And then I
exactly.
double text to let you know I was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll double text.
Okay.
I like this game.
Yeah.
Should we figure? Maybe we should figure out how to make this. We should sell this at Target or Walmart
Yeah.
or do this at Amazon. We should like put it into a box and do like Pretty Vee. Yeah, we should come up with a bunch of like these types of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's figure that out. We'll talk.
Let's talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Answer your phone right away when you wake up. Peace.
And when we do the game, we should like, cause like you have all like the wigs and the fun stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
put like a whole little box together.
Yeah. Let's do it.
That could be really, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Your millionaire ideas are kicking in. Okay. Answering your phone right when you wake up.
Yeah, I'm at peace with that.
Yeah.
I do that.
You do that.
Yep.
Okay. Posting your partner clearly. Peace.
Yep.
Yep. Ooh, this is a good one.
You could ask me anything.
Okay.
Now I want to know what the question was.
Spinning the block. You ain't gonna spin the block.
Ain't no spinning.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Can't spin the block.
Who wrote these?
It was not that.
B. Simone.
Don't look. You said it would be Simone. Yes, B. Simone gave me this card.
Hand them.
But that is enough of the unplug because we can't ask any other questions, Terrence, because Terrence ain't playing with. Terrence is like, yep, I am happily. These ain't got nothing to do. This is a Carisha please question, okay? Terrence, thank you so much, man. I love you oh so much.
The outlet, Pretty Vee.
Yes, yeah. Before you get out of here, though,
Yes.
we got something on this set that like looks like you, right? I mean, I don't know. Can you find out where that is? Like something on my set like looks like you, and I don't know. Is it? It's not over here on my area.
Something on the
The set looks like you.
Pac-Man. Wait,
On the shelf? Anything on the shelf?
on the shelf.
On the shelf over here. What?
Am I boring?
Terrence, what's up with glasses you got on? Cartier or Lens Crafter?
Yeah. What looks? Oh, there's a glare. I didn't see the glare. What the hell? I love that. The baby photo on the
Yes, this is literally your living room.
Yeah,
Okay,
wow.
This is your space. I
How
wanted to
dope.
make sure that we created like that, a safe place, a fun space, a deep space, a place to unplug until we set. So I want you to take that photo right now.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Wow, Mom's gonna get a kick out of this. I love it.
So cute. I love that photo. When you sent it, I was like, look at his little face.
I love this. Is so nice.
So cute. I love that.
I love so when you first showed me this and I was thinking about production cost and just doing it,
Yeah.
I automatically thought generic. I was like, well, you could just find a space. I could help
Yeah.
you find a studio. We could put it together. And you were so specific with, nope, I want to design every nook and cranny of this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm now looking at this manifestation come to life. Every single football play, like you have been dreaming of this.
Yes.
And to sit inside of this, to sit inside your brain right now, it is. I am so proud of you that you're unwavering. You're unwavering, and I love that. I'm so happy. This looks so great.
Thank you so much, Terrence. I'm happy. I'm so happy that you love it. Yeah, I was just like, I don't want a bar. I don't want a this. I want, and you're not the first person who said that. Let's just go rent out a TI spot. Let's go run out something. And I'm just like, no, it's something that I just want to create. Like
made
I
the
see
right
it in my
choice.
mind. Yeah. And I want to ask you this: has anybody told you they love you today?
My wife, but I'll take some more love.
Yeah, okay.
We all,
I love you. I love you. I love you. Yes. And what would you say to that little boy right now as you look at that photo?
so I don't understand. So you're giving me this to take, but I feel like I should be a permanent part of the set.
I'm not giving you that.
Okay, I want to stay here. I want to
Yeah,
stick
you're gonna
around.
stay here.
You know,
But I want you to just, what would you say to that little boy?
Man,
I'm keeping that photo.
This is Christmas with, you see the vintage Michael
see
Jackson.
that.
This
I
is
see
like
that.
the 1989 Thriller. I mean, I would tell him, man, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
This guy right here has been moving 100 million miles an hour.
Love that.
And
Oh.
I would tell him, hey, man, you can slow down, smell the flowers.
Yep.
Smell the roses, because you're going to get there.
Yeah.
So-
And stay present in the blessing.
Yes.
Yes. And so, on behalf of DTLR and myself, you can't leave without getting a gift from me. So, on behalf of DTLR and Pretty Vee, we for sure decked out your VOTs, Terrence
No
J.
way.
We gave you the fresh forces.
No way.
I want you to go home with these from DTLR and myself. Hopefully, we got the right size. Try it. We get to the house. But
Look at this. These ain't no normal forces.
it's not.
This is the
Leather
right
joints.
This is the right. Oh my God, these are fire.
Yep.
All right, DTLR for the win. Hold on, did DTLR do a custom box?
They did.
What?
They did.
Whoa.
They did.
This is amazing, Vic.
Yeah.
This is
yes.
amazing.
I just wanted to.
This is rich. This is a show that's going 10 seasons. All right. This is a real. You know what I mean? This is rich people. This is real. All right. I love this.
Terrence, thank you so much again for coming. I hope you love your shoes. Welcome to your
Love
next
'em.
booking with these forces, these patent
Love
leather
them.
joints. I appreciate you so much for coming. So, I ask all my guests this: who would you invite to the outlet?
So I just wrapped this really funny movie, and we're so excited. We're premiering at ABFF.
Yes, I'll be there. with you.
Yep. So it's with me and Tip, and one of the co-stars of the movie is DC Young Fly. I really think you should talk to DC.
TC?
You should get DC Young Fly on the
DC?
show.
DC, you heard Terrence. We need you here
Get
on
him
the
on.
outlet.
Get him on.
Yes. Okay. DC, I need your crazy self here. Thank you so much, Terrence. And just like that, this was such a great episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys are sucking up the wisdom. Hope you guys are sucking up Terrence J's knowledge, because I am. He's such a good person. He's so phenomenal and so exceptional. I love you guys so much for tuning into the outlet. Thank you guys again. Until next time. Bye. Trains look good. Everything's moving out.
Guys,
Yeah, we're about to do the intro, y'all.
Y'all are so
We need to be
loud.
stopped.
We're
We're filming.
now we're intro about peace.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2. What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Pretty Vee, and welcome to the outlet. This is a space where we unplug and take a second to recharge. I feel recharged, okay? Y'all see this bubblegum red Holly Poppy Toppy red lipstick, okay? I got the versatile, okay? So hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Pretty Vee, and today's episode is sponsored by DTLR.